Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a live stream. I haven't done this since, God, it must have been since October, November since we've done an actual live stream. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I was cooking dinner and trying to figure out what I wanted to do tonight because I've been feeling kind of aimless when it comes to my motivation, when it comes to projects. And I got the call to come on live and just channel some messages for the collective. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Make sure you say hi in the chat. We're all friendly here. This is going to be a very casual reading and live stream as I channel messages and see what's going on. Hey, Kiss JG. Okay, so while people are hopping on, just a quick announcement. If you did, hey Lisa, if you did book a reading with me prior to me getting sick, those should be completed and in your inbox. If you haven't gotten that, feel free to email me and we'll see what's up. And for those of you who have booked for this week, then those are going to be completed within the next few days. If you're interested in a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me at susanddawnspiritual.com and we'll get you all booked in. Okay, so I was doing kind of like a pre-shuffle meditation, just kind of pulling some cards and asking what do they want to talk about tonight, because they really did push me to do this live stream. I was thinking, do I want to do just a recorded reading? Do I want to just do, just come on and talk? But they really pushed me to do a live stream, and I feel like that's because this is a pivotal point in our evolution, pivotal point in the world, and the world card actually popped out. And I said to them, I don't want to talk about the world. I don't want to talk about what's going on. We already did that in yesterday's daily energy draw. But I feel like there are messages that are coming forth. And it is about this ascension journey. Ruth, hi, Ruth. I've missed you guys. I've really missed doing these live streams. So I'm really, I'm really happy to have you guys here. So with you guys, those of us who are on this ascension journey, especially with our divine counterparts, this is a really pivotal time. This is what we're here for, to hold the light, to be the light. We've talked about this over the past year, where we're really stepping into our mission, but our mission isn't just career. It's not me reading tarot cards. It's not writing books. It's not going out and volunteering or being nurses and doctors. This is all the careers that we've chosen to help ascension, to help the mass awakenings that are happening right now at this time. That is really what is happening on a broader scale, especially with this pandemic. On a broader scale, there are mass awakenings that are happening. We channeled that back in February with the Healer Warrior video, which at the end of this, I'll actually put a link in the description box below. But it's mass awakenings. People are understanding that what we were going through, the systems that were in place, and how we were living our lives wasn't sustainable. It just wasn't sustainable. How we were treating the earth, how we were treating each other, there was such division. And what we're learning on this ascension journey is really all about unity consciousness. And you guys, as divine counterparts, as sacred partners who are coming into sacred union, this is a pivotal time for sacred unions. I'm getting chills here. This is a pivotal time for sacred unions because that is what your love is meant for. That is what your mission is. So you might have those careers as, whatever it is that you choose for your mission work, for your light work, but your true mission is to embody pure divine love. Your true mission is to be your true authentic self. Your true mission is to be the light and to hold the light, especially in a time of these mass awakenings, especially in this time of great fear. There's a lot of fear happening right now because there are mass awakenings that are happening, because people are shifting in consciousness. And when that happens, you guys, you went through it too as a dark night of the soul for you. It feels like it's a time of a dark night of the soul for the planet as a whole, for those who have remained unconscious. But as you're shifting in consciousness, you're waking up to truth. You're waking up to the truth of who you are. And as you do that, you're really just embodying that light. You're really just embodying the soul of yourself. So what's happening now, don't give in to the fear. Don't give in to the panic. Don't give in to the hysteria. take precautions, be educated. I feel like, I kind of was prepared for this on a different level when I experienced my illness. I talked about this on Monday's Daily Energy Draw. When I experienced Lyme disease is not an illness that is easily understood, especially the amount of suffering that people experience. There's poor diagnostics, there's poor testing. It's not easily understood, especially when I was diagnosed back in 2012. Now it's becoming more mainstream. Now people are understanding. When I was diagnosed, I was so afraid to leave my house because I knew the dangers that I could walk into my backyard and get bit by a tick and get sick all over again and almost die all over again. And there was a huge amount of fear in me. When I met my divine counterpart, he didn't wake me up as far as consciousness. I mean, he definitely shifted my consciousness, but he brought me back to life. He helped me go back out into the woods and enjoy being in nature again. He made me want to be alive again, feel alive again. That's what you guys are doing. There's a lot of people who are living in this fear, but what you have to do is take precautions, be prepared, be educated, but also hold the light. Also be in a place of balance. And if you can't be in a place of positive energy, at least be neutral. Don't let yourself sink down into the fear of what is going on, because there, on a grander scale, what's actually happening is these mass awakenings. And you have reached this point on your ascension journey where you are so ascended that you're able to help transmute the fear that is happening in the collective at this time. So you should be so proud of the work that you've done, the healing work that you've done. You should be so proud of how far that you've come and how you have transformed, because now is a time where you are embodying that love, where you are embodying that light, and where you are just helping to uplift the masses. You are light workers, you are way showers, you are guides, you are just, you're beautiful. You're all so beautiful. And this is such a pivotal moment in our own evolution as a collective, because we're really shifting into this unity consciousness. So thank you, Kiss. Thank you for saying that. Hey. Yeah, it's been, I don't even know. It's been like since October since I was live. It's been crazy. It's actually a little bit easier for me to do recorded, so I don't have to schedule. But I miss you guys. I miss chatting with you guys. So tell me what's up with you. So that felt like that was a message. Like I said, the world card was the first card to pop out when I was doing kind of like a pre-shuffle. So what we're going to do, we're going to dive into what's going on with the collective, divine masculine, divine feminine, and sacred unions. And then later on this week, I'm going to do a recorded reading plus an extended for those of you who are Patreon subscribers, plus a pick-a-pile. I have not forgotten you guys. So stay tuned. Those Patreon subscribers, make sure that you stay tuned for that. Okay. Who do we want? Feminines or masculines first? You guys pick. Let's see what deck we want to use. I think I want to use this one. I think we're going to use this one. All right, Kiss says DM, so let's see what's going on with the DMs at this time. This is going to be for the divine feminine energy, I feel like. I'm getting called to the mermaids for the divine masculines, so let's see what's going on for the divine masculines with this mermaid deck. All right. What I just heard was quiet. Divine masculines are quiet at this time. So they might have pulled back in communication, but it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like, it doesn't even feel like hermit energy. It doesn't even feel like Four of Swords energy. It just feels like, peace for the divine masculines. It feels like anywhere where they were, it feels like they're settling in is what they're telling me. Divine masculines are settling in. So quiet. They might be a little bit quiet, especially with communication with you. But it feels like they're settling into their own transformation, what they've been going through. Like the dust is settling and has settled, and now they're just kind of, it feels like they're taking it all in. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, this deck, I love this deck too. Okay, Divine Masculine Spirit, what do you got for the Divine Masculines at this time? And I just dropped all my cards. Hold on. Yeah, what did I say? Four of Swords and the Moon. They're settling in. They're being quiet at this time. So with this Four of Swords and the Moon energy, they may have taken a step back and they might be kind of holding back, not communicating as much. But the love is absolutely there. The love for Divine Feminine is there. The love for this connection is there. And I'm also hearing the love for this journey is there. I feel like they're actually embracing this journey as a whole. And they're embracing their ascension, their awakening. I feel like it's almost like an excited energy where they're kind of looking forward to how this journey is going to progress. It feels like, so you know how for a very long time, Divine Masculines were in an energy of resistance for this journey, for transformation, for this connection. It feels like there was a tower moment that came in, I want to say a couple of weeks ago. It doesn't feel recent as in the past few days. I want to say at least a couple of weeks ago, there was a tower moment where it feels like they went through this transformation where they became open to everything, open to the connection, open to the journey. And it feels like there's an excitement for the journey now. I don't feel like they're communicating this with you because I feel like they're just kind of sitting with it right now, trying to take it all in, trying to let it all settle, what they've experienced, how they've transformed, and just kind of just leaning into their own intuition. This feels like feminine energy, just leaning into their own feminine energy and their own intuition and just kind of contemplating about this journey and how it's changed them, how it's changing their lives, kind of turn their lives upside down. But it doesn't feel like there's anger here about that. It feels like they're coming to a place of peace about that. I'm a DM and I feel oddly at peace and acceptance in this time of chaos. I feel almost guilty. I'm not feeling the fear and chaos those around me are experiencing. Shannon, that is because of your ascension, and that's beautiful because we need everybody to be in a place of high vibration so that we can shift the collective vibration because that's how you change the world. The world doesn't change overnight because we have a collective world. We have a collective reality. But the more we change in vibration, the more we change in our consciousness by being in that light, by being in that place of neutrality and peace and acceptance. That's how we change the collective reality as a whole. Step by step, yes. But first, we always talk about this as within, so without. So as within first, by shifting in consciousness, shifting in mindset, and then shifting in vibration. And that's how we change the outside world. And we're going to start to see, we are actually seeing the changes happen in the outside world with systems kind of crumbling down and changing. And really, Mother Gaia is actually taking herself back. She's healing herself at this time. This feels like a complete reset, which is beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of chaos. So do hold that compassion for those who are in that fear. But keep you don't ignore the current reality just because you want to change reality. You don't ignore what's in front of you, but keep your vibrations high and keep your thoughts focused to those positive energies. Okay. Divine Masculines. Shannon, if you're DM, can you confirm this energy? I mean, if you're feeling this, if this is resonating for you, because this feels amazing for Divine Masculine, where they're in a place of just acceptance of the journey as a whole. And it feels good. It feels like they're just kind of going within. Let's see if we can get some more. How are they feeling towards their Divine Feminine? We have Two of Pentacles for how they're feeling for the Divine Feminine. This feels, hold on. And Temperance, yeah. This feels like a balancing out, where they're balancing out any energies that they had in the past. If you guys listened to my daily energy draw today, I talked a little bit about my story and what's going on with me. And when I share anecdotes about what's going on with me, I'm really talking about the collective that I read for as well, because we really are in lockstep. So the Two of Pentacles and Temperance here, what I'm getting is that Divine Masculines are really coming into balance with the journey and with how they're feeling. So with, where was I going with that? I forget where I was going with that. I just lost. I just lost my train of thought. I just lost everything. We'll get back to that. It feels like a fresh start. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, that's what I was getting at. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Thank you. All right. So in today's daily, what I talked about was I really had to let go of the past and close the door on the past, especially the past, my past relationship with my Divine Masculine. And that's what it feels like this is. It feels like Divine Masculine too is balancing out and wanting this fresh start, because they had been in an energy of resistance. They had been in an energy of, some of them were envious and a little bit jealous and intimidated by Divine Feminine, because they saw her shining so brightly and rising in her power, and they were kind of questioning, how do I do that too? They are doing that. They are transforming. And some of them were even angry at this journey as a whole because their life had been turning upside down. But this is what's balancing out here. So I feel like their emotions are balancing out, especially with the Temperance card, which is a union energy, and the Two of Pentacles, balancing out both emotionally, spiritually, and in the physical reality. Things are calming down for them. Especially if things have been turned upside down in their physical reality, things are really calming down for them. Things are coming into balance. No more juggling. They were really juggling, Divine Masculines were really juggling either beliefs or patterns or addictions or relationships, family obligations. They were really juggling, almost like one was feminine and the connection, and then one was everything external, everything 3D. They were really in a place where they were juggling, but that's what's evening out. That's what's balancing out at this time as well. So they're really coming into a place of balance within themselves. This is inner union within themselves. And as they do that, they're viewing their feminine in a new light. They're really viewing their feminine. I just heard, I can do this. I can do this within this connection. I can do this with my Divine Feminine. I recognize her as my divine, him, her, as my Divine Feminine. We can do this now. It really feels like they're coming to a place of not just acceptance, but excitement as well. So that feels amazing. This energy feels really amazing for Divine Masculines at this time. I want to fix and control my way to the DF. Yeah. You know what's interesting about that, Shannon, is Divine Feminines were in that energy as well. And we talked about that recently in the last Sacred Union Energy update, where everything is illuminated. And I'll put a link to that. I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the description box, where everything is becoming illuminated. That's part of this piece. That's part of this balance, where there's a lot of clarity coming to this connection to both counterparts. And Divine Masculines were releasing a lot of codependency. They even had codependency on their Divine Feminine for whatever, having their needs met in some way, even energetically. And the Divine Feminines were releasing codependency on the Divine Masculine, wherein they were in a place of wanting to fix and heal their Divine Masculine. When I say fix, I don't mean fix as in change, but to help their Divine Masculine to rise, to help their Divine Masculine be Divine Masculine. And so Divine Feminines were really in an energy of, they were doing the act of healing. They were doing the act of healing for themselves with their Divine Masculine in mind. And they were even doing active healing like meditations, energy healing, sending energy to their divine masculines, um, they really had to pull back from that and allow their divine masculine to rise on their own. And it was really an energy of trust. Divine feminine really had to release that codependency of feeling like they had to overextend themselves and heal and help to heal and help their divine masculine to rise. That was a codependency too. So you guys were both healing codependency in some way, shape, or form. For divine masculines, a lot of it was external factors. They were dependent on family members. They were dependent on other relationships or karmic partners or friendships, or even divine feminines if they were having their needs met in some physical way. For some, this was sexually. If there was, a sexual relationship that was going on. For others, it was financially. For others, it was just, those who were supportive. But there was a codependency between the two. And divine feminines, you have recently stepped back, detached, and not in a way of detaching as in disconnecting, but detaching in a new way, detaching in a way where you're really stepping into your power, into your independence, into your sovereignty. You're really letting this connection go. And now when I say you're letting this connection go, you're not letting it go as in you don't want it. You're not letting it go as in you're not feeling the love. You're not letting it go as in it's not coming. You're letting it go as in you're just letting it unfold as naturally as it's meant to. Whatever will be is what I just heard. That Que Sera Sera song. I'm not going to sing it because I don't have the voice right now. I don't have the voice anytime, but I definitely don't have the voice right now. But it's that Que Sera Sera song. Whatever will be, will be. You're just letting it unfold now. You're not clinging to the connection. You're not forcing anything to happen. You know that even if your divine masculine goes silent or withdraws, that he or she is still with you, that they're still your divine masculine, that they're still devoted to you, that they are still with you in this connection, because that is what you have healed as well in this time. You have healed separation. You have healed the energy of separation, feeling like you're separate from your divine partner. And you know that no matter what happens, no matter how this unfolds, no matter where you go, you are one with your divine partner. That is sacred union. And as you feel that within, that's when it manifests into that physical relationship without. Okay. Anything else we need to know about divine masculine? 10 of Wands. So just like divine feminines are closing out a cycle, remember I talked about closing out a cycle of the past, really closing the door in the past, dependency, codependency, any energy of where you're holding on to past heartbreak, holding on to resentment. So is divine masculines. Divine masculines are closing out a karmic cycle as well. And I feel like divine feminines, you're a little bit ahead of the curve with regards to this. I feel like the divine masculines are right behind you as far as closing out their cycles. So as you do that, that's when your paths will converge. Let me know if you need any clarifiers on that. I hope that made sense. But just like you're closing out your karma and you're really walking through the doorway of this brand new beginning, you guys really listen to the past few dailies and the past few Sacred Union energy updates, because this is on the heels of all of that. But divine masculines they're putting down the weight. That's this energy right here where they're just at peace and accepting of everything, accepting this connection, feeling excited about this connection now. And they might not be revealing it to you. That's this moon energy. They might still be keeping it secret, how they actually feel for you. The truth, the whole truth, the floodgate. In the last Sacred Energy update, or I think it was on Instagram, what came out was, I think it was Page of Cups and then the Ace of Cups. And what they channeled to me was, you might receive a small offering. You might receive a small showing or small piece of communication from your divine partner. But the energy behind it, the emotion behind it, is the Ace of Cups. It is a flood of sincerity and emotion behind it. But they just might be tiptoeing right now. They just might be feeling it out, testing the water, so to speak, because they're still in this energy of putting down the weight of whatever they were holding on to. And remember, divine masculine held on to karma and they held on to resistance and fighting off this connection, fighting off changes for their life, fighting off shifts in consciousness, holding on to addictions and people and work and finances and beliefs for a very long time. They resisted this for a very long time, but they are finally putting down that weight and allowing it to unfold, just like you're allowing it to unfold. And remember, as you allow it to unfold, divine feminines, you're leading the way for your divine masculine. So you're really guiding the divine masculine on this journey. And that's what divine feminine does. She really she really guides this, and divine masculine is really the protector, who allows the divine feminine to have that safe space to guide this. But divine masculine is really putting down the weight and feeling a sense of just peace and calm and acceptance, and it's just an overwhelming feeling of love. It's almost like they're gaining clarity as well, and they're opening their eyes to what the world can actually be, what love actually is, and what happiness can actually mean for their life, because they've held themselves back for so long when it comes to their own happiness, when it comes to believing in their own happiness, when it comes to believing in love. And now I feel like they're gaining clarity on, and this is self-worth issues that they've healed, value issues that they've healed. They're understanding what happiness is and that they're meant for happiness too. So that's really a beautiful energy. Again, really important. The Healer Warrior reading that we did, the channeled messages that we did, are going to be vital at this time. And the Everything is Illuminated channeled messages are vital at this time. So if this reading is resonating with you guys, do make sure that you go back and check those out, because those messages are resonating with what's happening within the sacred partnerships right now. Ruth, I have stepped back. I've released the past fully and received clarity of everything. I spoke to DM, thanked him for everything, told him I still loved him. That's beautiful, Ruth. Good. That's beautiful. And you're not letting go of him. You're not your partner. You're not letting go of the love, but you're releasing the pressure. You're releasing the forcefulness. This is you really you're releasing the past as well. They just said, this is you really stepping into your feminine energy of just allowing however this journey is meant to unfold, especially with a divine partner, to unfold. And if it's time, it's time. And if it's not time, then it will be time. But this is you releasing the expectation of it has to be now, it has to be this way. You're releasing the control. This is you really stepping into the flow of love and just allowing it to be, which is really, really beautiful. Really beautiful energy. Oh, look what's on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Cups, you guys. Aren't we talking about the flood of love? And this is a new beginning in love, because back in January, we talked about walking through the doorway. And that's really what you've done. And it's taken some time to integrate that energy. It's taken some time for the karma to complete, for the process of evolution and expansion to complete. But this is the brand new beginning. This is the doorway that you have both walked through. And so now you're coming together in the sacred partnership. You're feeling at peace. That's beautiful, Ruth. That's what it's all about. Peace within the self. Peace within the self. If you love it, let it go. I finally understand that level of surrender. Yes. I'm going to get the name wrong. There's hold on. I'm going to get it for you guys. There's a monk that I follow on Instagram. I've been following his stuff for a while. I'm totally not prepared. It is, I want to make sure I pronounce it right. No, now that I think about it, it's not him. I'll try to remember what it is and put a link in the description box. Anything that I reference here, I'll put a link in the description box. There's a Buddhist monk, excuse me. There's a Buddhist monk who talks about love. And what she says is, You have to love it lightly. Love is all about flow. Love is all about loving lightly. Just like you walk on this earth lightly, without attachments, without a stronghold, just having faith in the unfolding, just having faith in the journey, just having faith in the divine, and having faith that you are co-creating with the divine. So too do you love lightly. When it's like they're showing me right now like a yellow bird resting in the palm of my hand, and I wish I had a visual for it, but just imagine a yellow bird resting in the palm of my hand. If you hold on too tightly, you suffocate the bird. But if you let it go, the bird has a chance to be free in that love. That bird is love. Now, I know that we all want commitment, we all want partnership. Your sacred partner, you have commitment, you have devotion, you honor each other. And if you're not seeing that in the 3D yet, that is what is to come. You will have that commitment, whatever that means for you. You will have that relationship. You will have that partnership. Understand, though, that with these sacred partners, you are devoted to each other because you are that one. And with divine masculines especially, they're just starting to truly understand what this connection is all about, that this is a spiritual connection. And because it's a spiritual connection, you are always connected. You are always bonded through that love. But love in every relationship, every conscious relationship, no matter whether it's with a sacred partner or with a family member or with a child, every relationship needs to be free, have a sense of freedom. We're not talking about commitment here. We're talking about loving lightly so that you don't control, so that you don't suffocate. Love is meant to be free because your person is meant to be free. You want your person, whether it's a family member or a partner or a child, you want that person to feel free to walk in this world protected and loved as fully as they can be, as authentically as they can be. And that's really what we're learning on this journey as well, is that we're learning to rise into who we truly are. We're learning to truly be the soul of who we are. And in these sacred partners, we're really embracing each other because we see the truth of each other. We see the light of each other. We see the soul of each other. We see, like I always say, we see the past, present, and future of each other. Like I see the past, the little boy that my divine counterpart was. I see him and accept him as he is right now. And I love him for who I know he is transforming into being. And it's not that you're changing them, but you're accepting them in the moment and also seeing the truth of who they are, which is that pure divine soul. And that's how we should look at everybody. That's how we should look at all relationships, just accepting that everyone is soul and looking at the beauty of their soul. You know, the 3D can be bullshit. The 3D can be really painful, and the 3D people can look like assholes. But when we take a step back and look at it from the soul's perspective, when we look at people through the lens of love, that's what it really means to love fully, to love lightly, to love with a sense of freedom and flow. I hope that made sense. I have no idea what I just said. I have no idea what I just channeled, but I hope that made sense. Okay. As a masculine, I find it hard to be open in person with my feminine. I shut down and don't want to show vulnerability and emotions. Shannon, that is my divine masculine to a T. I think that is every divine masculine to a T. But what's beautiful about that is what you're learning about. My divine masculine, our second date, he came over and he said that he has a lot of trouble communicating. And a lot of that stems from childhood. But that is really what he's growing into. That is really what he's learning. And it's a lot of it is because the feminine energy within you as a divine masculine has been suppressed. And so as you're going through this ascension process, what's happening is the feminine energy with you is learning to be free, to learning how to open up again, to learning how to be vulnerable. The feminine energy within you is actually rising. And feminine energy is all about expression and not being afraid to express themselves. But in this patriarchal society, especially females in feminine energy, but any feminine energy really was locked down when it comes to communication, when it comes to being true to who they are, when it comes to expressing themselves. We see it almost every day. Things have really changed over the last 100 years. But if you look back in history, you can see what they're showing me are women who were being burned at the stake for just expressing themselves, for being who they were, for their gifts, for their healing abilities. But that feminine energy is rising as a collective. And that's what this ascension journey is really doing. It's healing the feminine and masculine energy within all of us. And that's really what inner union is all about. So don't feel bad that you're having difficulty, because you're actually healing that. Just take it step by step and moment by moment. And as you're able to express yourself, don't let fear hold you back, because within your partnership, within your connection, your divine feminine wants you. And Shannon, I'm so glad that you're here as a divine masculine. Your divine feminine truly wants you to express yourself. And in this sacred partnership, you are safe to express yourself, because your divine feminine holds such unconditional love for you. And so it truly is safe for you to love and be vulnerable in this sacred partnership. And as you learn to be safe and open up with your emotions and vulnerability in this sacred partnership, it'll help you learn to be open and show your emotions and be vulnerable with the rest of the world. Now, that might be a process for you, but you can start with your divine feminine, because she, your feminine, really is that safe place for you because of the unconditional love that you hold. Now, the world as a collective is learning unconditional love. The world as a collective is learning unconditional love, but people don't always display unconditional love. Your divine feminine will always display unconditional love. I get angry at my divine masculine sometimes because he can act like an asshole. He can act like an asshole. His behavior can be like an asshole. I can be an asshole too. Like I can act like that too sometimes. That's the 3D, and that's the behavior, and that's the actions. That is not the person. And we really have to learn to separate the actions from the person. And the more we learn to understand and not react to the actions, to forgive the actions, uphold boundaries, say this is not okay with me. When you're asking somebody to change their behavior, you're not asking them to change them. That's different. That's not okay. You should never, we accept people as they are. We're not asking them to change them. We're just asking them to change their behavior because something that they're doing might be hurting you, or it might not be okay with you, or it might be overstepping one of your boundaries. Always look at what it's showing you, because there might be something for you to heal within yourself. But don't be afraid to express that to your divine masculine or to your divine feminine, however it's resonating. But the actions are not the person. And so what I have said to my divine masculine is that I might not always like your actions, but I always, always, always love you. And there is always forgiveness there. It might come a little bit later. I might have to work through my own anger and my own issues and my own, stuff around it. But there will always be forgiveness because of the love that exists between you two. And it's not forgiveness that might come easy. It's not like, okay, you do a shitty thing and all of a sudden I'm going to forgive you for it. No, that's not how it works. Because again, there are boundaries, and that's you stepping into your power and upholding your boundaries. But it's always a love. It's always a love. The actions are different from the person. The love always exists. The love doesn't go away just because of shitty behavior. But we're trying, we don't want the shitty behavior, and that's kind of what we're healing to. So, okay, I don't know what that was all about. Let me catch up. Need a drink. Jamia, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Releasing expectations is what it's all about, and just allowing it to unfold. That's feminine energy. Shannon, I can't tell you, you're allowing me to have so much clarity, and I hope that if you guys are watching this reading back, that you are going through the comments here, because Shannon is a divine masculine energy, and thank you, because you're helping us understand how the divine masculines process. And I have talked about how divine masculines do process this journey differently. Divine feminines, we are very expressive. We have to express ourselves. That's part of our feminine energy. For a while, I felt like my divine masculine, I feel like he's always appreciated and supported me, but there was something about me expressing myself where it felt like he was not on board with it. But I feel like that was just coming because he felt frustrated that he couldn't express himself in the same way, but he expresses himself in a different way, but it is just as beautiful. And part of what I'm understanding is, and I think I said this to him just the other day when he was over, is that like when he brought me flowers, that was him showing me love. And for a long time, part of my frustration on my own journey was that I wasn't getting words, which is my love language, and I wasn't getting affection or any showcase. There was nothing. It was like there was nothing telling me how he was feeling. And I know that a lot of feminines felt that way. But that was because divine masculines were really shut down in their emotions. But as they're learning to open up in their emotions and their vulnerability, they're showing you, divine feminines, their love for you. And it might not be in a way that I want to say that works for you, but in a way that you're used to, especially like with other feminine energies, with your girlfriends and stuff. You really do, express yourselves. But masculine energy really processes differently, and they express themselves differently. So really be open to receiving love, how they're able to give love. So when we're talking about love languages and communicating love and expressing yourself, you all have a way that you give and receive love, but you have to be equally open to how your partner gives and receives love. And this is for both of you, feminine and masculine. You have to be open to both. So, I try to, I try to express love in a way that I know that my divine masculine is able to receive it. And I feel like he is trying to do the same, especially like when he gave me flowers. I've been trying to manifest flowers for like 2.5 years. That means a lot to me. Just a showing of affection. Words mean a lot to me. And my love language is a showing of affection. So it might have looked like a small gesture, but it was like mind blowing. It was like everything that maybe he wasn't saying was wrapped up in that. It was beautiful. So, yeah. Okay. Let's get romance angels. I'm not going to do feminine energy because I feel like we've talked a lot and this is just like a kind of like an impromptu reading. But let's get some romance angels and see how you guys are feeling about each other. Oh, look what just popped over. Engagement. You guys are ascending to a higher level of engagement. This is more communication. This is more commitment, more devotion, more understanding of the connection. It's just a higher level of your relationship, of your partnership. So let's see what's going on with this connection. Ooh, that's too much. Oh, God. Reconciliation. Beautiful. What do we talk about in the beginning of this reading or channel? I don't even know what we're talking about here. This is just a chat where a lot of messages are coming through. But what do you talk about? This is a pivotal time, especially with what's going on collectively in the world. This is a pivotal time, and it's a pivotal time for both of you guys to come into partnership. So reconciliations are going to be happening. More communication is going to be happening. Sacred unions are going to be happening. Higher levels of engagement, higher levels of commitment are going to be happening because it's time for sacred partners to come together because, again, your mission is love. However that displays in the outside world, whatever it is that you choose to do as far as career, as far as service, whatever it is, the underlying energy is love. That is your mission. You are embodying love as sacred partners, and you have to reconcile in order for that to happen. So that's beautiful. Reconciliations are happening. Just keep allowing it to unfold. What's this? You deserve love. Keep standing in your power. If you guys have been on the channel with me for a long time, back, God, I don't even know when, maybe last spring sometime, we channeled the message of the bow and the arrow. And what it felt like was the quiver was being pulled back. Do I have the vocabulary right? Whatever it was, the string was being pulled back. And it felt like there was a lot of tension there. And it felt like we were all holding our breath. And it was happening for a couple of months where that tension, it was just being pulled back and we were holding that tension. And when you're holding something for a long time, you start to sweat, your muscles start to ache because you're holding that tension. Well, sometime in the summer, we released the tension and the arrow started shooting forward. That was the forward momentum that we were getting last summer. That's when the first wave of awakenings and ascension for divine masculines really started happening. Now, when we talk about awakenings and ascension, understand that you might have had spiritual awakening before. I had my spiritual awakening, I don't even know when, like back in 2008 was my first awakening. 2012 was when I started the ascension journey. My Lyme disease was a catalyst for me. But when I met my divine counterpart and was launched on this divine partnership journey, that was ascension on a whole new level. So your divine masculine, your divine counterpart might have already been awakened spiritually, but ascension is a whole new ballgame where any beliefs that aren't serving you anymore crumble down for a major shift in consciousness. And what they're telling me is to 5D consciousness. This is a major, major shift. And what happened was it was really about the self. It was really about the inner journey. Love, worth, value, loving yourself, coming into inner union yourself so that you can have outer union with your partner. And understand too that when you come into sacred union with your partner, that love that you experience together just is so powerful and all-encompassing that it expands into the entire world. That unity, that union that you feel with your partner, first it starts within, then you feel that with your partner in the physical 3D. That expands to encompass the entire world. And that expansion, your soul growth and your soul expansion, that is what this journey is really all about. Your evolution doesn't just encompass the planet, but the universe as a whole, because we're much more than Earth. We're much more than this planet. We are universal. There's so much more happening outside of ourselves and outside of this planet. It is encompassing. So when we're talking about expansion, as you're expanding, so is the universe. It's micro, macro, macro, micro. So is the universe itself. So that's cool. I don't know what else to say about that. All right. Do you guys have any specific questions that you want me to ask? Not personal questions. I'm not doing personal readings, but do you have any thing that you want me to pull cards on? And we'll just chat for a little bit longer and see if we can get any other channeled messages here. In the meantime, let's pull some messages from my message deck. These are available on Etsy. I have 2 versions of this, volumes 1 and 2. And they're just like, if you've seen my readings, they're just like little messages like that. So let's see, what does Divine Masculine want to say to Feminine at this time? What does Masculine want to say to Feminine? And then we'll do a Feminine for Masculine, just for you, Shannon. Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking about us. And please accept me as I am in this moment. So, Divine, what do we start the reading with? Divine Masculine is really thinking all the time about their Divine Feminine. And my Masculine actually confirmed that for me. He said, I think about you every day, which blew me away because especially in times when you go silent, I can feel that energy. I can feel that love. But to have that confirmation in the 3D, that means something. So they are thinking about you. And this energy of contemplation, this energy where they're kind of holding back, it's just like trying to figure out the next step, how to come forward. And trying to figure out what to say. But in the meantime, they're just kind of settling into themselves, settling into this journey, settling into this connection and feeling at peace. Hey, Squish. Settling into this peace and settling into, I'm going to ask your real names one of these days. I really appreciate your comments and stuff. Really settling into the peace and really excited about this journey. I really feel like Divine Masculine is feeling excited about their life now. They're really excited about this connection. They're really excited about this partnership. They're really excited about you, Divine Feminine. I really feel that, but they are still going through a transformation. So they're asking you to just please keep holding light for me. Please keep loving me as I am. Please keep accepting me as I am, because I am going through this transformation, but I am thinking about us. I am excited about us, even if I'm not exactly talking about this quite yet. Trust in your heart. Trust what you're feeling within your heart is what they're saying, what I'm hearing from Divine Masculine right now, because they are still putting the burdens down. They are still letting down the weight of everything they were holding on to. That's beautiful. All right. Divine Feminine, what do you want to say to your Divine Masculine? I want to come in from the cold and meet me on the bridge of the heart. So the bridge of the heart is the fourth chakra, and that is really where you manifest. That is really where you connect with your counterpart energetically. And so I feel like Divine Feminine is saying, Eve, I want to end the separation. If you're in separation, I want this partnership. I don't want to be left out in the cold anymore. I don't want this energy where Divine Feminine, I feel like she's looking at this Four of Swords, and you see how he's encased in ice? I feel like she's looking at Divine Masculine like, almost like Divine Masculine is blocking her out because Divine Masculine isn't communicating. And so Divine Feminine is an energy of, please let me in. Please open up your heart. Please express yourself to me. And Divine Masculine isn't holding back out of fear. They're not holding back out of a lack of love. If anything, I feel like Divine Masculine has an overwhelming sense of love for Divine Feminine. But Divine Feminine is in a little bit of energy of feeling like she's left out in the cold, feeling like Divine Masculine is distancing him or herself from her, and almost like keeping at arm's length. And she doesn't want this anymore. She wants this partnership. And so she's saying, at the very least, let me feel your love. At least connect with me energetically. Meet me on the bridge of the heart. Whoa, Divine Feminines. Hang in there, Divine Feminines. Divine Masculines have so much love for you. So much love. Okay, do you guys remember my old live streams where I had a message deck with music lyrics? Well, sometime over Christmas, I actually created an actual deck. Now, I can't sell these, unfortunately, but I can use these on, for these readings. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get some lyrics, song lyrics for you guys, because I know that we all get a lot of music downloads. And I do want to say this. Okay, so I'm going to talk for a second. Surprise, surprise. This live stream is going off the rails, I swear. So I watched Frozen 2. Let me know, you guys, if you watched Frozen 2. That is, as soon as I watched it, a download came in and they said, this is an analogy of ascension. Frozen 2 is the ascension journey. You have Anna and you have Elsa, who are sisters, but that's Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy. It's like they're one person. And as that one person, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy, Anna is the masculine energy. Elsa is the feminine energy, where she is really it's almost like Anna is taking the lead. She's protective of her sister. She takes control of situations. Elsa is really in her intuition, really in her power, but she suppresses herself for a very long time. And Frozen 2 really is a journey of self-discovery. I don't want to give it away, but they've been playing the song from Frozen 2, Show Yourself. It's been screaming in my mind. I cannot get it to shut up. It is like, I can't even tell you, like usually I get downloads and I'll understand it and it'll go away. This is like I have it on surround sound. It's like screaming in my mind, these lyrics, this song, the song Show Yourself. And I was asking, is this about my divine masculine to show himself, or is this about me to show myself? What is this? And I finally did a meditation on it, and they said it's for both. This is sacred union. This is divine partnership, because what it is, it's really you connecting with your higher self. So it's watch the movie. Let me know what you guys think. I might do a video about this, maybe, or an essay on Instagram or Facebook. But Frozen 2 really is a journey of ascension and connecting with your higher self and inner union, sacred union. It really is beautiful. And, when they're saying show yourself, don't be afraid of expressing yourself. Don't be afraid of connecting with yourself. Don't be afraid of connecting with your higher power. Whew. And being who you are, because, even in Frozen 1, the first movie, Elsa was so afraid of her own power. And we're afraid of our power. We're afraid of our own divinity, but she really embraces that, and she becomes free because of it, because she embraces herself, because she embraces her power. So that was a strong download. And I hope to God that they stop playing it for me now that I've actually spoken out loud about it, because it's like when I say it's screaming in my mind, the music is playing, it's like a full freaking orchestra in my mind. And it's like when I say surround sound, like it's there, it is present in my mind for the past 3 days. So okay, let's get a song lyric for you guys. All right, what do we got? We have Ed Sheeran, Thinking Out Loud. Maybe we found love right where we are. This actually is funny. This actually feels like Divine Masculine saying this. Like he's finally, Divine Masculine's finally realizing, oh, this could be love. I think this could be love. Maybe we actually found love right in this place. And also in a time, Gabriel Garcia Marquez has the book Love in the Time of Cholera. And it's almost like love in the time of coronavirus, right? Because that's what we're doing. We're, learning to love in times of fear, learning to love and stay in the high vibration of love in times of great uncertainty. And it's like, maybe this is love. Maybe we are meant to love. Maybe we are meant to come together in this sacred union, because this love is so powerful that it can overcome fear. Anything else? Yeah, remember when I just literally said that Divine Masculine is saying oh, maybe this is love. We have Cinderella, so this is love. So this is love. So this is the miracle I've been dreaming of. This is Divine Masculine recognizing this connection, recognizing this love. We also have I Can't Count the Times. I almost said what's on my mind, but I didn't. In case you didn't know, is the song. This is Divine Masculine kind of holding back, always thinking about you, always loving you, Divine Feminine, but holding back in their expression of love just because of that resistance and fear of being vulnerable. But Divine Masculines, you are safe to love your Divine Feminines. Your Divine Feminine holds unconditional love for you. You are safe now in this divine partnership. And one more thing that they're wanting me to say about that. When we talk about putting the past in the past and walking through the doorway and shutting the door in the past, that past incarnation, we've been talking about that on the channel for the past few months. The past incarnation, letting the past be in the past, because you're both going through this transformation. And not only are you both going through this transformation, but your relationship, your partnership, your union is going through a transformation as well. Part of the pain on this journey between counterparts is not between you two. It's the energy, the karma, that toxicity that comes up from your own individual wounding. It's not you that's toxic. It's not your divine counterpart that's toxic. It's not this love between you that's toxic for these true divine counterparts, but it's all the stuff that comes up between you two to be healed. Now, when you have this sacred partnership, it's healing between you two because you are safe to love each other. You are safe to heal within this connection. And so it is safe to be vulnerable with regards to what you're healing, with regards to the wounding, with regards to how you're feeling, whatever comes up, because it is true love. When you heal the wound, all that remains is love. So it's really important to understand that it might look like toxicity in the 3D. This relationship is not conventional. I've stopped talking about it with anybody outside of this journey because nobody gets it. Nobody will truly understand your connection. When my mom says, how are things going with, your person? And I'll be like, oh, we're talking today. Oh, we're not talking today. And she's just like, whatever. And I'm like, just trust me. Just trust me. Because I trust my connection. I trust my partner. I trust this love. It doesn't look conventional. It looks batshit bananas. But you know what's happening. You know that you're ascending. You know that you're healing both yourselves and the collective. You know what this connection truly is and the love that exists between you two. And that even though it might feel so painful, I'm never going to negate the pain. I'm never going to invalidate the pain that you experience on this journey because it does feel painful. And it does at times feel very toxic. But it is love that exists between you two, and the toxic energy is just an energy. It's like they're showing me this is divine masculine, this is divine feminine. You hold love and you hold space for each other, but what comes up between you two is the toxic energy. And through your love, almost like you're shooting rays of love at each other and you're healing each other, through that love, you clear that. You clear that toxic energy. You neutralize that toxic energy. You clear the karma. So I feel like that was important to be said as well. Cool. All right. I'm going to get a message of guidance to leave you guys, and then we're going to close out. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. I've missed doing these live streams. We may do these more often. Just a little check-in and a chat. But let's get, what does my collective need to know at this time? What kind of guidance? Spirit, what do you want for the collective at this time? What do you want us to know at this time for the sacred unions? All right, we have vibes never lie. Trust in the connection, trust in the love, trust in what you feel in the heart space versus what you're seeing in the 3D physical world. Because that's just the illusion, that's just the distraction. That's what we were just talking about. That's just that toxic energy. Feel the love, even if it's not being fully expressed yet. Feel within your heart space. Meet on the bridge of the heart. Feel within the heart space because your vibes never lie. What you're feeling will tell you the truth. Feed your joy. Maintain that high vibration, especially in this time of fear and uncertainty. Maintain the love, maintain the sense of peace. And if you can't feel high vibration, if you can't feel joy, at least come to a place of neutrality. But maintain that joy and maintain the high vibration as much as possible. And take that leap. Don't be afraid. Whatever your soul is calling you to, do not be afraid. Trust your intuition. Beautiful. All right, you guys, there was a lot here to unpack. I'm going to actually listen back and see what the heck I channeled. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shannon, thank you for being here as a divine masculine. You really shed light on a lot for us. Thank you all for being here. I love chatting with you guys so much. We'll be back with a recorded Sacred Union Energy update coming up later on the channel. If you want to reach out to me for a personal reading, susandonspiritual.com. You can feel free to reach out to me there and book with me there. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook because I'm putting postings and readings and news updates up there all the time. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. Thank you for being here. Stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you later. Bye.